Let's talk about the face today because your face can tell you a lot about your thyroid. Now I want to start off with the absolute best way to heal your thyroid. Okay, it's very simple. You may have heard this before. If you haven't, then just follow these 3 steps and you will heal your thyroid. Alright, so it's a very simple formula. Just take out all the bad stuff that's creating inflammation and irritation in your body. This is going to include gluten, dairy, sugar, refined foods, trans fats, etc. Okay. Start eating lots of nutrient-dense foods that are loaded with antioxidants. So this would be things like leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, berries, nuts and seeds. And then start to consume healthy sources of protein and good fats such as omega-3 fatty acids, avocados, grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon and pasture-raised eggs. Now once you switch over to these types of foods, your immune system is not going to be so revved up and the inflammation is going to go down. This means that your thyroid is going to be much happier. Now let's get into the 10 things that your feet can tell you about your liver. Okay, so this is really interesting. Alright, number 1. If you have cold hands and feet, okay, that can be a sign of poor circulation. Poor circulation can mean that your liver is congested or backed up with toxins and it is causing the blood flow to go elsewhere rather than to your hands and feet. Alright, no. 2. Spider veins. So if you see spider veins on your legs, that is a classic sign of liver disease. Alright, no. 3. If you have dry and cracked heels, okay, that could also be a sign of liver damage. The liver makes certain proteins in your blood that help with the fluid balance, and if there is too much fluid outside of the cells, that can cause edema in your feet. It can also cause swelling in your ankles and in the legs. But the liver also produces bile that helps you digest the fats. So if your liver isn't making enough bile, you might develop a condition called bile salt intolerance, which can then cause malabsorption of fats and you can get dry cracked heels as well as fissures, okay, cracks on the side of your feet. Alright, no. 4. Yellowish skin discoloration around the eyes or on the palms of your hands or the soles of your feet. That is a sign of jaundice, which obviously is liver damage. Alright, no. 5. Varicose veins. Okay, if you have varicose veins on your legs, that is another sign of poor circulation and poor valves and again, backed up blood from your liver. Alright, no. 6. Swollen feet, especially in the evening. So if you have that is a sign of liver congestion. Alright, number 7. If you have a red or purplish discoloration on the palms of your hands or the bottoms of your feet, that is a sign of poor circulation. It's called levato reticularis. Alright, number 8. Coldness in your feet. So if your feet are always cold and your hands are cold, that is a sign of poor circulation. Alright, number 9. Clubbing of the nails. So if you have a condition where your fingernails become very wide and they curve over like a trumpet, that is a sign of low oxygen in the cells. And where does the oxygen come from? From the lungs and the heart and the liver. So you can definitely see how all these organs work together. And if one organ is damaged, other organs suffer. Alright, number 10. If you have heavy periods, that is a sign of liver congestion. The liver is responsible for balancing out the hormones and helping them to fluctuate appropriately and working with the ovaries. So if your liver is backed up and congested, your hormones are not going to be balanced and you're going to have heavier bleeding, okay? Now there's many other symptoms that relate to your feet and your liver. In fact, if you have pain in your right foot, that's usually coming from your gallbladder. Pain in the left foot usually comes from the pancreas. There's many other conditions related to different organs that affect the feet, so if you'd like to learn more about that, you should probably watch my video on the 10 things that your feet can tell you about your overall health. So let's dive into the top 10 superfoods that can actually heal your thyroid. And these are some awesome foods. They're really tasty, so no. 1. Brazil nuts. Now if you take a look at a Brazil nut, it looks kind of like a little kidney, doesn't it? Well, guess what? Your thyroid is a little gland in your neck that looks like a butterfly with 2 little lobes like kidneys. So if you eat a Brazil nut every day, which has a lot of selenium, that will provide you with all the selenium that you need to keep your thyroid happy and healthy. Okay, no. 2. Sea kelp. So sea kelp is an amazing food. It's kind of bitter, but it's loaded with iodine and trace minerals. It has the full spectrum of minerals that our bodies need. And it is a really good food to balance out your thyroid hormones. Okay, no. 3. Nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is a deactivated yeast. It's loaded with B vitamins. It's loaded with chromium. It's really good to help convert your food into energy, so it's great to add to soups or salads or stir fries. You can just sprinkle it on, it's got a cheesy flavor. Alright, no. 4. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with zinc. Zinc is important in converting T4 to T3, so that's the active form of the hormone. So if you don't have enough zinc, you're going to have a harder time converting your thyroid hormone. So make sure you have some pumpkin seeds. Alright, no. 5. Wild salmon. Wild salmon is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. Both of those nutrients are anti-inflammatory and they support your thyroid. Alright, no. 6. Tempeh. Tempeh is a fermented soybean product. It's really good for balancing out estrogen dominance. A lot of women have estrogen dominance, and they also have thyroid problems. So tempeh is really good to help balance out your hormones. Alright, no. 7. Walnuts. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin E and selenium. All of those are very supportive of your thyroid. Alright, no. 8. Grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef is loaded with heme iron, which is the most absorbable form of iron. And if you don't have enough iron, you can develop a condition called anemia, which can mimic thyroid problems. Alright, no. 9. Broccoli. Broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable. It's loaded with iodine, selenium and other trace minerals that support your thyroid. Alright, and number 10. Carrots. Carrots are loaded with beta-carotene, which converts to vitamin A. Vitamin A supports your pituitary gland, which in turn helps support your thyroid. So those are the top 10 superfoods that you should consider adding into your diet to heal your thyroid. Now, since we're on the topic of your thyroid, if you haven't seen this video on the top 10 thyroid boosting foods, you should probably check it out right now. I put it up right here.